perhaps the most controversial zombies map inside of Black Ops 1. This map is split down the middle in terms of people who like and hate it. What do I think? Well, let's get right into it. So Moon is the last DLC pack of Black Ops 1. To get this out of the way, this also comes with remasters of the World at War maps with the Black Ops 1 engine. I think these are awesome remasters, but with the release of Chronicles, these are kind of done dirty, except for Derice because that's not in Black Ops 3. And unlike Chronicles, they bring some World at War weapons over from that game into Black Ops 1, which is extremely neat. This also adds Mule Kick on the Nocturne, Toten, and the rest of them too, which is also super cool. Overall, if you had to choose one DLC in this game to buy, this would easily be the one because of these remasters alone, regardless of what I have to say about Moon. But going back to Moon now, we obviously start with the pros section like usual, and of course leading us off is the lore. So Ultimates finally travel to Griffin Station in 2020-25 from the Pentagon. Yes, after Shangri-La, Dempsey overloads the teleporter with the baby gun, and they get sent all the way to 1963 before a zombie outbreak. After building the teleporter inside the Pentagon, they eventually teleport to the Moon. And on the Moon is a secret Group 935 facility named Griffin Station. This is the location where Richtofen will complete his grand scheme and where the MPD is located so we can swap souls with Samantha. Of course, as we all know, he eventually does manage to swap souls with Samantha via the charged up Vril device. And it's all up to us to stop him from taking over the Earth by launching rockets at the Earth and making it go kablooey. The story is insane, and I just tried summarizing it with the help of the wiki and the help of my mind trying to summarize the amount of lore inside this map. Take my word for it that this map has some of the best story we've ever seen in any of the zombies maps. The lore isn't the only thing this map got right. In fact, it got a lot right, and starting us off is the Wonder Weapon, or should I say Wonder Weapons, the Zap Gun and Wave Gun. Two guns combined into one. The Zap Guns are as simple as they sound. You just shoot a bolt of electricity at the enemy, killing one zombie per shot. It's not the most effective thing ever, but it's a great bitch get out the way type of weapon. It can completely destroy any zombie except the astronaut zombie in one hit. The only problem is it can't drop any kind of power-ups, which definitely hurts it a little bit. But for what it is, it's a great get out of jail free card if you're trying to get through a hallway that's narrow with a bunch of zombies and you just spam the trigger and go crazy. The main draw of this weapon is obviously when you put them together to get the Wave Gun. The Wave Gun is an extremely unique gun. You train up a bunch of zombies in a horde, fire, and then all the zombies hook from the inside out and explode into red mist. It's insane and super effective, but as with the Zap Guns, you cannot get drops from this, which definitely hurt it a lot in my opinion. However, with the help of Gobblegum, that's really not the biggest deal ever, though it is something that should definitely be noted. Just like the new Wonder Grenade of this map, the QEDs, and the return of the Gersh devices, of course. QEDs, to put lightly, are a just absolute clusterfuck of a grenade. From doing things like giving you free perks, killing zombies, teleporting you, reviving down to allies, giving you rare drops, it can do anything and everything it is required for the Easter egg. It's something you really want on this map, but I will admit is a little overshadowed by the Gersh device, though they are extremely cool nonetheless. Just like the new perk, Mule Kick. Mule Kick is the new perk on this map, which allows you to carry a third weapon. And weirdly, this perk was actually added to all other Black Ops 1 maps after it came out, which is actually pretty crazy because they haven't done this before. Like imagine adding PhD to 5 or adding Damon up to Kino. It would change those maps greatly and for the better, but they only chose Mule Kick, and probably because it only allows you to carry a third weapon. The only problem with this perk is it's 4,000 points and you lose your third gun when you go down. Mule Kick is a very controversial perk to say the least. Some people really like it, especially on older maps, but in newer maps it's pretty much a detriment since you can't do a quick cancel to switch and reload your gun faster to kill some zombies. This perk is literally the definition of controversial, just like the PES system. The PES system is a new addition to this map, which allows you to wear an astronaut suit and put on an astronaut helmet. It's also changed your view model hand, which looks really cool. Personally, I like the aesthetic, and putting on the helmet animation is extremely cool, though I will say it has its issues, which we'll get into in a little bit. Speaking of new features, we have Area 51, which is one of the most unique features inside of all of Zombies history. Area 51 is actually the spawn area, and when you spawn in, you don't have round 1, round 2, or round 3, but you just have no rounds at all. You literally just kill zombies to your heart's content, and every beep of the alarm makes the zombies go faster and go up a round. If it beeps once, it's round 2. Beeps twice, it's round 3, and so on and so forth, all the way up until pretty much infinity. This is a really good way to get points early, and Treyarch knew this too, because at the start of your game, there's randomly generates between Speed Cola and Jug. Pack-a-Punch is also here, so extremely good players who can manage their ammo and grenades wisely are rewarded greatly with being able to get the Mustang and Sally's before round 1. Those players though will only knife until the zombies begin running on round 2, which is definitely something extremely interesting to take note of, is the zombies will start super sprinting on round 2. As soon as that beeps once, they're going to start sprinting. So most players will just knife as many zombies as they can, which is usually more than a round 1 would allow, and just dip out, which is definitely a really smart play if you're newer to zombies. After you get on the teleporter, you obviously head over to the Moon, which leads us into the atmosphere. The atmosphere of this map is honestly very crazy for being on the Moon. You're on a giant lab on the moon, which is really cool on its own. You have the loudspeaker talking to you, you have the zombies, you have the astronauts. It is silent, but it's still really unique, and no other map really matches it. A map that's so silent shouldn't be this cool, but it is, and it's probably because of the amount of lore on this map and the radios scattered across this map, giving this area a rich, lore-filled feel. This is a place you want to know the details about. You want to know what happened here. You want to know how Richtofen sent Maxis here. You want to know how Samantha got inside the MPD. You want to know it, and it motivates you to explore the area. Something else new this map introduces that no other map does is the hacking device. The hacking device has 6 different spawn locations in Black Ops 3 inside the laboratories area. Picking this up allows you to do so many different things, but mainly it's used for the Easter egg. The hacking device allows you to open doors for 200 points, though I will say it takes half a lifetime to charge. It allows you to reverse the wall gun ammo, so you can buy upgraded ammo for 400 points and then normal ammo for 4,500 points. It allows you to hack every single drop into a max ammo for 5,000 points. It allows you to hack your teammate to give him 500 points. You can refund your perks. You can hack the excavators to get them removed. Hell, you can even hack the pack-a-punch machine, which will allow a cage to go around you, preventing zombies from attacking you while you're getting pack-a-punch. This will also give you 1,000 points, which is extremely neat. Though I will say, when those doors open, you better run for your life or those zombies will kill you. Overall, the hacker is a very versatile piece of equipment. However, it will state it does take over your PES systems. You need to pick and choose. In a co-op game, one person will just carry the hacker, while the others have a PES, but in solo, you better pick your poison. Something insane this map does is actually give us a 5th playable character, Samantha Maxis herself. During the Easter egg, you'll eventually swap souls whoever's playing as Richtofen, or if you're in solo, you will always play as Richtofen, might I add. In Black Ops 3, this Easter egg is able to be completed in solo, which we'll get into, but you are always Richtofen because he's required for the Easter egg, so get used to playing as Richtofen if you're a solo player. However, at the end of the Easter egg, you do swap to Samantha, who has her own quotes. I will say she's not my favorite character to play as, not by a long shot, but the fact she's here is extremely neat. Just like the difficulty. The difficulty is very neat too. I feel like it's just a very well balanced map because of Area 51 allowing you to get a head start. But due to the map's constrained nature on the moon and not being able to get Jug, it balances itself out quite nicely from getting such an overpowered start. If you go down in the main map with Jug, what ends up happening is you need to go back to Area 51 and get Speed Cola, then go back again after the teleporter recharges 3 rounds later to get Jug. It does punish bad players and it does get you better at the game. I will say this comes with some serious consequences, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Man, dude, this map introduced so much to rejuvenate any kind of fatigue you would have had with the original Zombies formula with the low gravity and whatnot. It's crazy. But what isn't crazy is the amount of bad things I feel like this map does. I mean, let's just start with the elephant in the room, in my opinion. The excavators. Oh boy, the excavators. Where do I even begin? If you thought the monkeys on Ascension were map ruining, you haven't seen anything yet. Not only are the excavators terrible because of the Easter egg, but may I add they are a terrible gameplay addition. Every 7 rounds, an excavator will become online and start moving toward Griffin Station. When it reaches Griffin Station, it'll get rid of 1 of 3 areas of the map, preventing you from passing other than inside the biodome, where you'll just need a PES system. If the excavators get Tunnel 6 or 11, your pathway will be blocked and you will not be able to pass. And if it manages to get Tunnel 6 and 11, well, you may as well just reset your game, which you need to run back to spawn after you get. The best way to do this is through the teleporter, obviously, but you don't want to mess up your Jug and speed cycle, so you're probably going to end up running through one of the tunnels, and if you run through the wrong tunnel, you die. However, if you get back to spawn in time, you'll be able to stop them by hacking the computer terminal and sending them back to Kingdom Come. Still though, even after sending them back, the oxygen is still gone in the room and you're still going to need a PES system. Though at least they're gone, which is all that matters. However, if you decide, you know what, I think I'm just going to wait and leave the excavators at Tunnel 11 and Biodome so I can get Tunnel 6 excavated for the Easter egg. Well, Treyarch thought of that too. Because if it's excavating Tunnel 11 for too long, it'll start excavating the spawn room, breaking the windows no matter what, and preventing you from being able to breathe. This is terrible fucking design, if I've ever seen it, because of the fact that there's nothing you can do to get Excavator Pi out for the Easter egg, which we'll get into in a minute. It's just absolutely unbelievable how this got past playtesting and how infuriating this is in game. Games are supposed to be fun. They're not supposed to give you a headache because of a game mechanic. I have not seen an implementation of a new feature so poor, unlike the Excavator. These are the worst addition to any of these maps, even more so than the monkeys in my opinion. Because at least the monkeys in Black Ops 3 can be stopped with a nuke. These can't be stopped, and you need them for the Easter egg, so you have to let them take Tunnel Channel 11 unless you want to gamble with RNG. It is just the worst design shit I've ever seen in my life. Speaking of terrible things, we have the new boss zombie, the Astronaut. The Astronaut is a new zombie who will spawn on round 2 and follow you like George Romero. But unlike George Romero, you get 50 points for killing him. That's it. And if he grabs you, well, he'll headbutt you and then take one of your perks, which is most likely to be Jug or Quick Revive. So remember what I was saying about how I think this map is fair in terms of difficulty? Well, that's until you count this guy into the equation, and then it completely falls flat. Him being able to take your Jug because you walked through a doorway at the wrong time is the most bullshit thing I've ever seen on level with the Excavator. Both on the same map, might I add. I don't understand why he needs to take a perk, because if he would only headbutt you and teleport, you would be fine. And it would be annoying, sure, but it's still better than being able to take one of your perks. The fact that he takes your perks is stupid, because the wonder weapon of the map can't even kill him. When you're most likely going to be having the wave gun or zap gun out when you run into this guy, you need to do a quick switch hoping you have speed cola to be able to kill him in time, and the more you kill him, the more health he gets. So the smart thing to do is actually to leave him in the game from the start, so in case you get in a tricky situation, you can actually kill him extremely easily. What kind of backwards ass video game design is this? Why do you need to leave the boss alive? I understand it's definitely something you can do because it is a very viable solution for this asshole, but it's still stupid. The only redeeming quality is after you complete the Easter egg, you get a permanent perkaholic. Spoiler alert. And then after you get the permanent perkaholic, he'll teleport you, but he won't take a perk because you have permanent perks. I believe he can take your quick revive though, so that's always nice. Still though, this boss is just such a bad addition. Another good thing is he can also kill zombies when he's killed with the shockwave explosion, which is actually one of the effects of a QED going off. That's definitely something good, but that does not make up for how bad of a boss this guy really is in my opinion. If the Astronaut wasn't bad enough, guess what? We have Nova Crawlers again. They were terrible on 5, they were terrible in Kino, and they're terrible here. They're even more terrible here. Why, you may ask? Well, allow me to explain. For one, they teleport. As if they weren't annoying enough already. They teleport now. They teleport in front of you, they teleport behind you, they teleport on your head, they explode windows when they're killed. These assholes also spawn in the most common part of the map, which is the laboratory, which is where the hacking device is, it's where double tap is, it's where some of the gobblegum machines are, and they all spawn in here. They block your pathways, they blow up windows, making you need a PES. So getting the hacking device is a death sentence. The only thing you can do is kill them with a zap gun to make it so they don't explode, or with a melee. It's like Treyarch knew. They knew people hated Nova Crawlers, and they brought them back just to make them mad. And that's bad enough. I don't understand why they needed to be brought back. This map would have been just fine without them. But no, they had to add them in just to make this map even worse. It's just terrible design in my opinion. You know what else is terrible design? I'll tell you what else is terrible design. The fact there's no fast travel on this map. A map as big as Moon doesn't have fast travel. For what reason, you may ask? I don't know. Ask Treyarch. There is no fast travel on this map whatsoever. So guess what? You pick up stamina, you run 7% faster across the map, and that's the best thing you get. There is no fast travel. The only fast travel is probably an unofficial shortcut from the teleporter down to the MPD, but that's about it. Turbo design seems to go hand in hand with this map, which brings us to the Easter egg, which can actually be done with one player, which is super nice, but only in Black Ops 3. So the first step is to turn the power on, you know, simple enough. The next step is actually Simon Says outside the spawn area. This one is kind of okay. It's not hard, it's not easy, it's just follow the colors pretty much. Next thing you need to do is get the hacker, then hack these 4 buttons inside the laboratory. After you hack them, 4 terminals will light up and then you need to go find them. This step is terrible already because of the fact in solo there's nothing to hold the zombie, so the only thing you can do is use Idle Eyes, Fear and Headlights, or just pray to God the zombie doesn't catch you or make a crawler. After you do this terrible step, you then need to get the Gersh devices. Aren't you guys starting to see how awesome this Easter egg really is? So after you get Gersh devices after 35 minutes, you go back to spawn, throw a grenade outside the map at this random spot, throw a Gersh device outside the map at this random spot, and then these plates for the computer will teleport onto the teleporter through the Gersh device, and then you need to go back, and then you need to get QEDs from the box. Oh joy! Well, after you do that, after 45 minutes of spinning the box constantly, you throw the QEDs at these little plates, which you could just pick up and put over there just for this step. So after you do that stupid step, you head over to the lab to pick up a wire in 12 different spawn locations. Why 12? Why not 3? I don't freaking know. This is coming from the same people who made this Easter egg. So after you pick up the wire from one of 12 locations, you need to head over back to spawn and place the wire inside this computer. After that, you just need to hold X on this computer for about 3 minutes straight while there's a bunch of lore being spout out. In co-op, I bet this is really cool, but in solo, you need Idle Eyes, Fear and Headlights, or something to make it so you don't die during this step. You then need to get Excavator Pie, the gift that keeps on giving the Easter egg. So what do you do for this? Nothing. You just wait. The only thing you can do is to manipulate this by spawning into the map originally, turning on the power in round 2, never going past the power switching, so the Excavator excavator is more likely to strike tunnel 11 or tunnel 6. It most likely won't get the biodome. This is a little life hack, but at 9 times 10 doesn't work anyway, so the best thing to do is spam gobblegums until it happens. Anyway, after that, you finally get excavator pie to tunnel 6. Another terrible Easter egg step, but you then go to tunnel 6 and find the Vril spear was mined. So after you find the Vril spear, you gotta shoot it and follow it around a preset path. If you don't know this preset path, you better keep your eye on the ball because there is no dictation wherever this thing is. So if you don't know the path and a zombie's hitting you because you're in solo and there's no way to hold the zombie, well then you're just shit out of luck if you can't find it. You gotta look up a guide to find the exact location and path for this thing. Anyway, eventually it's gonna go outside the door and then land on top of a satellite, which you need the wave gun for. So after another 48 minutes at the box, you finally get the wave gun on round 84, and then you shoot it off and then follow it into the MPD area. After this happens, you then need to fill out the soul container. This part is kind of cool, but you gotta be careful to kill the zombies around the soul container, otherwise you will be in trouble. After you fill the soul container, you gotta pull this lever, and then the MPD will open, revealing Samantha freaking Maxis inside of it. After Samantha is revealed, you will actually get a 90-second death machine, and then 4 more soul containers will spawn. You need to kill zombies around each one, just like the previous soul container, but you gotta be careful because this one is a little difficult, especially the ones on the back. But the 90-second death machine will help you out, especially in Black Ops 3. After you do this, Richtofen will swap souls with Samantha, and then you're playing as Samantha Maxis, who has her own quotes and everything, as I talked about earlier, which is extremely cool. However, we're not done the Easter egg yet. We have one more step to do. At this point, though, the player would have gotten a permanent perkaholic, which is extremely cool, but be careful if you go down, you lose quick revive and can't buy it back unless you refund your perk with the hacking device. Anywho, though, after that step, you then head back to spawn where you play one miserable game of Simon Says. This one is a lot more fast and aggressive than the last one, and you're gonna have a zombie attacking you, so you better put on Idolize. Oh wait, Idolize doesn't work because of the fact that it makes you go noir mode. So you better use Fear and Headlights. Oh, Fear and Headlights only last 2 minutes, so I guess you're out of luck and you better make a crawler somehow. Regardless, after the most tedious, stressful, rage-inducing, frustrating game of Simon Says, falling off the map, I didn't even know there was a barrier here and you could die from it because the step wasn't hard enough. You finally get to the moment everybody remembers this map for, and one of the best moments in zombies history in my personal opinion.
I have finished the calculation. Launch protocol initiated. Launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That shit will never get old, and I personally love this map's Easter egg story, but the Easter egg itself is miserable. The only redeeming quality is it can be done solo, but it's obviously meant for 4 players. I personally just can't recommend this Easter egg, just like this map itself is just falls into the average category. And I personally believe this map is it pales in comparison to some of the other ones because of how bad the design of this map is. It introduces so much, but it introduces too much. It pains me to call this map more average than anything because of the amount this map introduces. So many new features, but a lot of these new features are actual bad things that hinder the gameplay that didn't need to be there, or at least could be toned down. Maybe after the excavator stopped excavating, the PES wouldn't be required. Maybe the astronaut didn't take a perk. Maybe there were some fast travels. Maybe you didn't need to spin the box 93 times during the Easter egg. Something. Anything. Moon, in my opinion, is full of little nooks and crannies that ruin this map. A bunch of little things that add up. So many little things during the Easter egg are frustrating. The last step assignments is some of the worst shit I've ever seen. The amount of time you need to spin the box. The stupid boss zombie. The no fast travel. The Nova crawlers. The excavators. The gravity, the PES system being flawed, the oxygen system in general, just how big this map is, the fact that whenever you PES on your sound is muffled by 90%. This is all in stark contrast to the difficulty being great, the playable Samantha, the atmosphere, the hacking device, Area 51, all the space to train, the new perk, the new wonder grenade, and the new wonder weapon. But it is just not good enough in my opinion because of these bad things that were not toned down in the remaster. It ruins the map for me, and I just think this map is death by 1,000 paper cuts.